Okay, guys. Before I build the charts, I just want to do a quick sound check. Can you all hear me loud and clear? I know it's usually got a little bit of a lag, but let me know if you got me loud and clear. All right, good. Everyone can hear me. Let's get stuck in here. Oh, well, there we go. I am now there. Hey, g'day. Oh, what happened then? Look, I wanted to basically walk you through the pullback that's going on at the moment. It's really important to understand what it's actually saying to me and what the market is suggesting at this stage. Now, I'm just going to be focusing right now on Bitcoin. It is the market that we watch and turn to for a lot of the information that we require. And it's the one that I've been watching for quite some time now. I'll freely admit that last week when I was suggesting that we may see a move on after we rejected these two levels, I thought, okay, we'll just push on to 10,000. I was completely wrong, utterly, completely wrong. As we did push up, there was a stage across the podcast, and I'm not sure if I went live for it, but it was definitely in my market view for subscribers and whatnot. But so one or two things will happen. We're either going to push on and set a new higher high, or we're going to push down and set a new lower low. Now, of course, with this level through here, the reason it was important was this. Let me show you at the time where it was drawn. Fib from there to there, and from there to there. The 38.2 and the 50% coincided with that old resistance level. I was sort of saying that there's 2 points that are of interest to me. One was this one here for the obvious 38, 50 and the old resistance. And two was the fact that, this 8,000 was clustering with the 50 and the 61.8. So there was two relatively strong areas of support to hold. And the way that we reacted to that, we sort of shot up and bang, back down and bounced from there. It was starting to look like, okay, we might creep on from here. The market had certainly lost a lot of its momentum at that stage. We were just going up and up and up and up and up. Consolidated and popped. I thought, okay, well, as we broke, I thought 10,000's on the cards. But it looks like the same momentum is going to push through and take us away. It didn't. We pulled back and we started to move again. I'm like, okay, if we break this level, 10,000's on. We didn't. We actually set that lower high there and started to come off. So with that in mind, where are we likely to move to? Well, you know me. I'm not one to just talk about what I think. I'm going to use some skills that I've acquired over the last 13 years to actually try and find a point that makes sense based on technical analysis and using the charts. So the first thing we've got to look at is what has been. Now, I'm actually going to go to the Coinbase chart here. It's got a lot more data, and this 6,000 level is very, very clean. If you consider the Bitfinex back through as we're coming up to 6,000, there's about $400 of price difference between BitMEX and Coinbase to Bitfinex. So that's why I'm not going to play with that puppy. We're going to focus on Coinbase. Now, 6,000 here, there was no issue going through that level, none whatsoever. All right, now if you were there when I did this, I said we broke down here. Let's have a look at the move. Well, it was a 50% move. Look, bang, 50% move. I also then said, okay, well, at the time back here, I said if we can break this level, how far does 50% take us? And we go, boom, 50% takes us back to 6,000. Now, a lot of people said a lot of things about the, the move. Everyone was negative here, negative. Okay, market's going to 1,000. All that sort of stuff was coming out. Fine. But the reality of it is that the market can go up as fast as it can go down, and in many cases it goes up faster than it goes down and further, as we have seen here. So from that same point back here, when we broke this level here, which was a higher low, that was the higher high point. Let's have a look at how far we've moved. It's 120 odd percent. It's a ridiculously large move. It's a lot bigger than the fall. We've seen a very fast move, and throughout that move, we've seen two red candles. One was down 2.69%, the other was down 0.59. So it's not like they were pullbacks, not at all. It was just a consolidation, just a messy bit of chart structure. Then we shot up, and this is the first decent pullback that we've had, and we need to see more of it. Now, why do we need to see more of it? Let me take you back and use some things that are important to me. From here, higher low, higher high, higher low. We saw the trend start to kick in throughout that 2017 and 16 and 17 bull run. What I want to do now is I want to just get a grip of how far back we were pulling from the highs. Right, let's go back here. We're back in May 2016. That was 37. I'm going to write these down. Now, I know some of you saw something similar in one of the other videos in the group that you're in, but I just think it's too important not to share. 37% from the high to the low point before we moved on again. From here to here. Call it 37 again. Ow! That hurt. Oh, right in the old humerus, that one. Okay, let's go from here to here. 34, we'll call that one. The next one, I'm collating data here to try and get an average. 42. And the next one up. Bear with me. 40. All right. And then that was pretty much the end of it. It's pretty much the end of the pullbacks until we saw it come off, right? We haven't been in an uptrend since until right now. So we're looking at 37, 40, 42, 34. Let's just stick with 37. Okay, 37% as a pullback target. So where have these moves started from? Okay, so I mean, we've got to look at what's been. It's pushed on pretty crazy. Let's take it from here and take it to here. We'll do a couple of different ones. All right, sorry. What I'm trying to do is 37% from the high to the low. What am I doing? I'm not drunk, I swear. 37, down, 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 down. All right, so that gets us to, I didn't do it so I can actually see it. Let's do it like this. 37%, we're looking at somewhere around here. Okay, pulling back to about there. Now that is quite a steep pullback. Okay, that is quite a steep pullback. But in saying that, it could happen. You know, what have we got around that area? Like most of them were between, like the lowest was 34%. So if we got 34%, we're probably sitting right about on 6,000. Now, let's have a look at that, because the reason I'm doing it like this, yeah, okay, there's our 34% bang on 6,000, is because 6,000, I'm not just taking the analysis of prior pullbacks as it is. I'm taking the analysis of prior pullbacks and then looking at other significant factors that come in based on how I trade. One is the round number of 6,000. Two is the old support through here as it broke. It didn't become resistance on the way up, but it very well may be a pullback point into here right now. It's supported by the 20 EMA. It's right there in my cradle trading zone. So there's a whole number of factors that are coming together that are pointing towards a pullback to 6,000 being something that wouldn't confuse, worry, or hinder the market at all. And for anybody who's getting concerned about these pullbacks, let me just show you why they're so important. We see a run up like this, and let's do the next bit of analysis is this. How far did we move from the low? In that one, we went 83. So let's do this again. 83, all right? Let's go from here to here. That was a doozy, 230. Wouldn't mind seeing one of them again. And from here to here, 177. And then this one was just absolutely off its head, wasn't it? We all enjoyed that one. 584. Okay, so now let's go ahead over here. And look, it's going to be tough to get an average because it is so very, very, very varied right there. But let's say that we go, let's have a look at what the move was from here to here. 170, all right? So to see a decent pullback, this is the same sort of move that occurs. I mean, look, it could definitely go further. We saw the 584 in the middle of the hype, the 230 after that first pullback. We could definitely see it move higher. There is no doubt. But at that 170% mark, we are sort of at that midpoint. The lowest was 83%. 584 was obviously the hype. If you go in the middle of 83 and 230, 170 is probably 150 to 170 is probably your round out average. Okay, so it's in line again. It's in line again with that with these levels pulling back into 6,000. Now, if we were to get a 170% move from there, where does that take us? It takes it to 16,000. Now, what's the probability or the likelihood of us going from here straight up to 16,000 and this line continuing to be a very parabolic move? Because that is a parabolic move. It's a very strong move. Well, the likelihood without a pullback, taking a breath, isn't quite as high as if we did pull back. Okay, it did pull back. We've got to have that pullback. So before people come out and start telling you that this is a bad thing, and what I'm kind of getting a little bit giggly about, and I don't want to put anybody down because that's just not the way I do things, is when the market comes off, it's manipulated, right? Everyone says, oh, the market's manipulated. It's manipulated. It's manipulated. If the market goes up, it's natural growth. Well, get over it. Markets go up and down. It needs to happen for it to be healthy. Now, I cannot say to you that what has happened in the past will happen again in the future. What I can say to you is that this is a hell of a lot better indication using the technical factors that I use, like the cradle zone, like support and resistance, like round numbers, like the past, like projections, for me to get a better understanding of what is likely to occur. It's a hell of a lot more beneficial for me as a trader to position myself than just picking a number out of thin air. I don't do that. I focus on what is, not what is not. I focus on what's there, not what I think. Trade what you see, not what you think. It's right there. So for that reason, 6,000 is a level for which I think will be very, very healthy. Whether we get there or not, that is not for me to decide. Okay, yeah, so 35% retracements are coming. Just going through, in your opinion, would you take a hedge position equal to the marginal amount? Example, 1 Bitcoin times 10 leverage long, so take one position. You can do that, Peter. The issue that I've got with that is I'm not just going to short for the sake of shorting. I'll look for a trade, all right? I will look for a hedge trade. Now, there could potentially be something setting up here in the cradle zone on this 2-hour chart right here. I am waiting to see how that goes. That might be a small size position. There was a position last night that I did not take. Why did I not take it? Because it was when I was sleeping. It was midnight to 2 a.m. That pullback into 8,000 round number cradle candle falling heavily. That was really, really nice. We're right now back in the 61.8 on the 2-hour. I will be considering that in the next couple of hours, okay? So yes, I'm not just going to jump in and take a trade to hedge myself because that's just not how I operate. We could very well, if you look at the 2-day here, look, the 2-day is just back in the cradle zone now. It might just be a 2-day pullback before we push on again. I don't have control over these things. I put a lot of weight on the daily, and now that the daily's got a lower high and a lower low, I'm going to be aware of that. I'm going to be looking at the lower time frames for trading opportunities. If I don't get them, that's fine, but I'm going to focus on that sort of thing right there. So any other questions? Pullbacks are healthy, correct. Love your work. Thanks, mate. Nice. Completely agree. Great. Will you trade to 6,000 if a trade presents? Absolutely. If I get shorts on the way down, I will be all over that. I don't care what the direction is. Why doesn't BCSV, Bitcoin SV, follow all others? Why is it doing its own thing? That is something I don't know. I don't know why things happen. I just act upon what is happening. So guys, I wanted to keep this relatively short, sharp, and simple because that's what it is. I want people to be able to watch this, view this, understand what a pullback is, understand why it's bloody important. Now, of course, like, subscribe, hit all those buttons that you got to hit to make me happy. Like, subscribe. Do all that sort of stuff, okay? I'd love it as well if you want to share this across your different groups and people that you know. Be my guest. This is what I think is something that is lacking in the market, which is an experienced head showing with logic, tools, and structure why a pullback may occur, why it's healthy, why you don't need to flip out, and what I'll be doing on the way down. So have a good one, guys. Take it easy and trade well. See you soon. Bye for now.